I'm a male, 33 and white from Ukraine. My wife is 22, black from Tanzania. When we met, she used to wear wigs and braid her hair, but we moved to Ukraine and she couldn't find people to braid her hair, so she started to grow out an afro. I love it on her and I think she looks gorgeous. The issue at hand is my family sort of distanced themselves from me when I married her. So when my sister invited me to her wedding, I was excited. My wife and I Skyped her to thank her, and she texted and asked if I could tell my wife to straighten her hair or tame it because she didn't want her hair to take the attention. I told my wife and she sulked for a week and I thought it was over. I then ordered her a nice, expensive blonde wig which arrived a few days ago. She hasn't spoken to me since. She berated me when it arrived and told me that it's her hair and she can't do anything about it, but I said that she couldn't, it's also just for one day. She told me that I should go alone, but I can't. She is my wife and she needs to be with me. My sister threatened to uninvite us if my wife doesn't fix her hair and my wife doesn't understand that I need my family. She's ruining all the chances I have at reconciliation. I'm not racist and neither is my sister. We just grew up in a community that wasn't exposed to black people. My sister is blonde and so are 75% of the women at the wedding, and that's normal to us. It's been 3 years since I've seen my family and I don't want the first thing they talk about it to be my wife's hair. I feel like my wife is being ungrateful. Am I the asshole for asking my wife to change her hair?
Am I the asshole for hating the Christmas gifts I get from my partner even though I asked for them? I, 30 female, am currently in a fight about this with my partner, 35 male. We've been together for 4 years and a version of this conversation seems to happen a couple times a year. It always goes like this. He'll ask me what I want for Christmas and I'll give him the answer. He'll then ask for the link and I'll send the link. Then he'll say I have an old one of those that I could fix up for you instead. I'll explain that I really want the one that I sent, but let him know that he doesn't actually have to buy it. He'll then say he could just give me the one that's unused. I want to mention we both have good paying jobs and are child free. We split the bills and mortgage and have savings. Not rich but fortunate. We communicate well and he admits he needs guidance thinking of gift ideas for people. I usually cave in because I don't want to seem wasteful or spoiled. I don't need gifts at all, but he always insists for birthdays and Christmas, so I try to be honest and name things I would actually use. Also not too expensive, so it's easy for him. But he always gets me hand-me-downs, thrifted imitation brands, or jerry-rig versions. One year I pointed out a $75 used bike in a shop. He gave me his old bike. He's 6'5" and I'm 5'4". Last year I asked for a hot stone massage at a spa and he gave me massage oil and a coupon for a massage from him. How could I say no to that without sounding ungrateful? It was lovely, but it wasn't a real massage. Just this evening, he asked what I wanted for Christmas again. I was explaining that I was browsing for a new tent for camping this summer. A dome one in particular, and he cuts me off. He says, "Oh cool, my dad has a tent he doesn't use anymore." I ask if it's a dome tent and he says no, it's an army tent. I exploded and said, why even ask me if it doesn't matter what I actually want? Sometimes I just want what I want. He said, whoa, you should hear yourself. I want.
Storytime about when I accidentally almost killed a one-night stand. I got out of a bad relationship a few months ago and I only recently felt good enough to get out of the house again. This was my first ever boyfriend and he turned out to be a piece of crap, so I was obviously a bit hesitant. However, some old friends from high school were visiting my town and asked if I wanted to go on a bar crawl with them. I figured screw it, it's not like anything will happen other than getting drunk with some pals, so why not? At the first bar, we ran into a group of guys from my university. I had seen some of them around but never spoke to them before. One of my friends decides she's going to force me to get out of my shell and drags our group over to talk to them. I'm extremely quiet, like weirdly quiet to most people, so I end up sitting in the corner of our booth and not saying anything, just drinking and feeling awkward, while one of the guys in the other group, Adam, is also being really quiet. My friends and his friends, who are already tipsy, decide to make things as awkward as possible by making us play truth or dare, except we have to drink when we don't want to answer something. There were a lot of personal and sexual questions neither of us want to answer, so we end up drinking quite a bit. By the time we're done at the first bar, Adam and I are on a whole different plane of existence from everyone else. It turned out that we had a lot in common. He was pretty cute and we're goofing around and laughing the whole time. I started getting butterflies in my stomach and it wasn't just from the alcohol. Adam had my exact sense of humor and is really sweet and kind. We wander off and start having deep drunk conversations about feeling left out of things and how annoying it is when people say shit like, can they speak? I tell him I'm walking home and he offers to walk with me. I know where this is going, but I'm drunk enough that I don't feel nervous, plus I feel like I have a genuine connection with this guy. Our friends are wolf whistling as we leave, and instead of being embarrassed, I feel weirdly proud. So we get to my place, talk and smoke for a bit, and do the deed. I wake up earlier than him and decide that I'm going to make a nice breakfast. I want to impress him and show him that I like him, and everyone likes a good breakfast when they have a hangover, right? I sneak out of bed and make scrambled eggs, French toast, and sausage. I prefer almond milk, so I use that for the eggs and the French toast. He wakes up and tells me I look just as cute sober. At this point, I'm convinced he's the love of my life. He sees the breakfast and gets excited, and I'm like, yes, my plan worked. I'm going to get to his heart through his stomach. We eat and everything's going great for a few bites. Then he makes a weird face and clears his throat. His eyes start to widen and he asks me if there were any nuts in the bread or something. I say no, but I use almond milk. He jumps out of his chair and says, call an ambulance right now. I'm freaking the fuck out. He's wheezing and stuff and looks absolutely panicked. I ask if he has an EpiPen and he shakes his head no. So I call an ambulance and tell them that he's having an allergic reaction and the paramedics come to haul him off. I haven't heard back from him since. I found his buddy and confirmed that he's not dead. I guess accidentally triggering a severe allergic reaction does not lead to romance.
My girlfriend, 25 female, repeatedly insists that I redo my proposal over and over. I'm running out of patience. I, 24 male, proposed to my girlfriend, 25 female, in late 2019 after 2 years together. Admittedly, now that I think back on it, it wasn't the most well thought out or planned proposal. It was mostly spontaneous and came as we were lying in bed together, so I didn't even have a ring at the time. My girlfriend said that she would love to marry me, but she had been looking forward to a more elaborate proposal. I assured her that I'd sort something out. A month later, after shopping for the perfect ring, I set up some candles when she was coming home one day. Think the Chandler-Monica proposal in Friends. Well, my girlfriend loved the ring, thankfully, and teared up with happiness. She said that she really appreciated my effort, but what she meant by elaborate was something original that she could tell our kids about one day. She mentioned the name of one of her friends whose boyfriend, we both know, proposed by making a huge video montage and putting it on a projector. I decided to start over, and in February I planned a 3-night trip away in our favorite city. This time I spared no expense and ordered all the extras: a 5-star hotel, a photographer, an opera quartet. When I asked her to marry me, my girlfriend said yes, except when we were alone again, she gently told me that she didn't think now was the right time. And she was so worried about her future / COVID-19 and that a proposal now wouldn't be a good memory for her. Since then, I've carried the ring around with me almost everywhere. At this point, I've even tried to involve my girlfriend in some of the proposal planning, asking where, when, how she'd like us to get engaged, and what would make her happy. However, all she has told me is that she doesn't know exactly what she's looking for, and I'll know when the right proposal comes. From my perspective, this is hugely frustrating, since in all other respects, she's assured me she wants us to begin our lives together. Last week, I thought I'd bite the bullet again, and after cooking her a homemade meal, I asked her if she'd like to be my wife. She asked me if I was trying to propose, and I asked her what was wrong with that. Once more, she told me that she can't wait to marry me, but it still wasn't quite the proposal she needed. I realized that my girlfriend might come off as pushy or high maintenance in this post, but I love her very much, and in day-to-day life, she's honestly the most understanding, chill person to be around. However, I don't understand why she's acting this way and what I'm supposed to do to satisfy her with the perfect proposal at this point. I'm confused and running out of patience. How do I deal with this?
Okay, so I'm never going door dashing again. Like, me and my friends straight up almost got robbed from doing DoorDash. So yesterday, I was doing DoorDash with my sister and her boyfriend. And my sister and her boyfriend go door dashing all the time. And nothing weird has ever happened. But of course, the one time I go with, something has to happen. So we're doing DoorDash for about an hour. Everything's normal, everything's fine. All of a sudden, we get a DoorDash to a college campus. And we're like, okay, cool. Like, let's give this college student some food. Let's drop off their food. So we pick up the food. And we start heading to the college campus, and we literally cannot find out where this person is on the campus. So we do what any other DoorDasher would do, is we call the phone number on that person's account who's ordering the food to ask them for directions for where they are. So we call them, and the phone rings like 5 times, and suddenly a man picks up. I'm gonna demonstrate what happened. Hello? How'd you get my number? It was on DoorDash, but anyways, DoorDash? What's DoorDash? Huh? It's where you order food, but we're just having a hard time figuring out where you— Who is this? DoorDash, sir, can you please just let us know where— Am I being recorded? Record? No, you're not being recorded. I do not consent to being recorded. If I'm being— And then we hung up. Like, that is word for word what that man said on the phone. All of a sudden, he's like, am I being recorded? Like, it was so scary. So at this point, we don't know what to do, because now we know that the dude that we're dropping off the food to is a literal crazy psychopath, and we also have no way to find out where they even are, because that's how they were acting on the phone. So after 20 minutes, we finally find out where they are on the college campus, and when we pull up to the location, it was like in an alley of this college campus. It was so sus. And I'm telling my sister's boyfriend who's driving, I'm like, yo, turn around, this does not seem good. Like, this is sus, let's go. He's like, no, like, I can lose my DoorDash thing if I just leave, yada yada. I'm like, okay, fine. So I duck down in the backseat, and all of a sudden, a very large man emerges from the alley. He starts walking up to the car, and my sister's boyfriend doesn't get out of the car. He stays in the car, rolls down his window, and sticks the food, like, out the window. The dude walks up to the window so slow, rips it out of his hand, and just walks away. And then we sped out of that alley so quick, it's not even funny. So I'm never doing DoorDash again, because that was terrifying. Little sus, little scary. If you do DoorDash, make sure you don't do it alone, because that, I feel like that could have ended badly. It could have ended very badly. Because that dude seemed like...
It's in the morning breeze that you find some peace. It's in the small mistakes that you find your way to live. It's in the morning breeze that you find some peace. It's in the small mistakes that you find your way. It's in the morning.
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Please like and subscribe to see more great videos. See you again.